conclusion of qualifying here at the 1998 IHRA Empire Nationals at New York International Raceway Park as the Pro Mod teams prepared their cars for eliminations, which right now are some 12 hours away. But it was in one particular pit area where we had a chance to literally visit our past. Several years ago on our ESPN2 coverage of this event, we visited the pit area of one of the absolute lowest budget professional drag racing teams we had then ever seen. A little-known team from Inman, South Carolina, Stott and his brother Mitch, with a home-built, home-prepared Chevy Beretta Pro Modified that actually qualified for this field. It's the same machine that later that season went on to record a 218-mile-per-hour speed at Steele, Alabama, that still to this day stands as one of the fastest speeds ever recorded by a nitrous oxide-injected Pro Modified. But back then, it was the incredible determination and perseverance of the Stott family that we witnessed and indeed included in our ESPN coverage, and they went on to become one of the largest crowd favorites in the class because of it. But now, some 4 seasons later, we're back in the pits here at the Empire Nationals with the Stott family, and oh, how things have changed in that time. Now, both Wayne and his brother Mitch have 2 completely sponsored and fully funded Pro Modified operations. Wayne's 1963 Corvette, sponsored now by the Bug Eater Insect Repellent Company and Lee Boy Paving Equipment, indeed is one of the quickest cars in the class and capable of winning any national event, as evidenced by his 2 runners-up in 1997. Mitch Stott is campaigning the Radiac-sponsored Chevrolet Lumina that is indeed one of the prettiest cars on the tour, and it too is becoming a threat as each race continues. Now we can look back on the Stott family's racing operation and try and pinpoint exactly where things turned around. This brother act went from the absolute bottom of the pile to now both sitting on top. Go back to that original weekend here at the Empire Nationals and tell me if what your racing team has become now was even possible in your mind back then.
No, we never dreamed that we would ever be where we're at. We was to the point where we was almost ready to quit, you know, because we was running slow on money, but we just wouldn't ever give up. And then the sponsor deal come along, and everything just started flowing along perfect.
What do you think was the most important aspect of this team to make it as competitive as it was even when you didn't have any money? I mean, was it a driving situation? Was it a mechanical situation? What was it?
It was because I've raced all my life, and we knew how to do this stuff, and we still use that same deal now. We don't buy anything. I don't send my transmission back to Linco. Gene does all my machine work. Gene's fluffing on my engine, but we do everything ourselves, and we still to this day do that. And that's why I think we still run good sometimes. We take care of everything ourselves.
It's interesting that the crew hasn't changed that much either. It's still all friends and family.
Exactly. Still all friends, family. Still nobody gets a paycheck. That's still the deal. I mean, and I think it works out better that way because they don't have to come to the race. They come to the race because they want to.
Probably the most significant turnaround in the Stott family racing operation is the fact that when we last saw them here at the Empire Nationals, they were literally in the pits eating Army K rations that had been donated to them by friends. They literally didn't have any money in their pockets to go buy something near the Leicester racetrack. Now, dinner is a whole different story. And when it's on the table, both teams come out in droves. We asked Mitch Stott just how this incredible turnaround came about. It's got to be even more miraculous to you that it's now brothers with 2 complete operations than just one. I'm sure you would have never dreamed that 2 cars would have come out of this.
Brett, what we started doing about 3 years ago, I knew that the finances to run a Pro Modified team was becoming ever increasing and astronomical in cost. So at that time, I said, well, there's only one way we can do this. Other guys have got corporate sponsorship. What are we missing, or what are we just not saying? So I started just making me a little list of things. I just had me a little notebook, and I sat down and I started saying, well, what does Quayne Stott, Mitch Stott, Pro Modified, and IHRA have to offer a corporate interesting or a corporate sponsor? I was 3 years roughly in the making of doing that. And when I had it to the point to where I was excited about it, I started my pitch, and boy, was it a pitch. I mean, you got it. And I expressed that excitement. The satisfaction of that to me is over a period of 4 months, roughly, I signed 3 different corporations. 2 for Quayne and 1 for myself.
In the end, it seems that every dog does indeed get some kind of bone. Whether or not it's financial assistance remains to be seen for the vast majority of professional drag racers out there, but in the case of the Stott family, one has to figure that it is strictly determination and perseverance that has allowed them to come this far. One thing's for sure, as far as they have come, they have done it 100% on their own, with nothing but guts to fuel them. That's this edition of Drag Review.